Hello everyone. Before we begin today's story, I have a small favor to ask. Please hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our channel's new videos. It's quick, free, and the best way to support us in bringing you more dramatic stories. Your support means the world to us. Where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments below. Thank you very much. Now, let's dive into today's incredible journey, a story about love, contracts, and unexpected twists. Meet Emma. She's a hardworking waitress, juggling long shifts to make ends meet. Her dream? To open her own art studio one day. But right now, that dream feels so far out of reach. It's a rainy afternoon when Emma walks into the upscale restaurant, scanning the room for her blind date, Kevin. Her dress, a second-hand find, clings tightly to her frame, the fabric worn and frayed at the edges. Her shoes, scuffed from walking the streets of the city, tap nervously against the polished floor. She's out of place here, surrounded by perfectly dressed people, their laughter echoing like a distant world she doesn't quite belong to. She murmurs to herself, "Table 7. Table 7, her voice barely audible, her heart racing. As she moves through the room, her eyes land on a man sitting alone at a table near the back. He's sharply dressed, his dark hair neatly styled, his focus on his phone. This has to be him, she thinks, her anxiety spiking. She takes a deep breath and forces a smile. "Hi, you must be Kevin. I'm Emma. Nice to meet you." The man looks up, startled, blinking as he takes in her presence. For a brief moment, he doesn't say anything, clearly unsure of what's happening. Then, finally, he answers, "Hi Emma." She mistakes his surprise for shyness and slides into the chair across from him. "Oh, I know this is awkward. Blind dates are weird, right? Jenny told me you might be a little quiet. So don't worry, I can talk enough for both of us." He opens his mouth to correct her, but then hesitates. His business associate just texted to cancel their meeting. Something about Emma's earnest smile makes him pause. She's nothing like the polished socialites or the calculated networkers he's used to dealing with. Instead, she's genuine, warm, and real. He decides to play along, a faint smile tugging at the corner of his lips. "Right, blind dates are something else." Emma laughs nervously, her hands fidgeting in her lap. "Tell me about it. Jenny's been trying to set me up for months, but I've been too busy. Work? Work. What do you do?" Liam asks, his curiosity piqued despite himself. "I'm a waitress," Emma says, fiddling with the edge of her napkin. "Not exactly glamorous, but it pays most of the bills. Well, enough of them anyway. What about you? What do you do?" Liam hesitates. He's not sure how to explain his job in a way that feels natural. "I work in tech," he says vaguely, not giving any details. "Tech? That's cool," Emma responds, her face lighting up. "Like coding and apps and stuff? I'm terrible with computers, but it sounds fun." Liam smiles more genuinely now. The conversation is easy, surprisingly so, and they continue chatting, exchanging stories about their lives, their struggles, and their dreams. Emma talks about her shifts at the diner, the challenges she faces just to get by, and her dream of one day opening an art studio. Liam listens intently, laughing more than he has in months. He finds her enthusiasm contagious. "You're not what I expected," Emma says, her tone thoughtful. "Jenny said you were reserved." Liam raises an eyebrow. "What do you mean?" "Well," Emma laughs softly, "you're easy to talk to. Jenny said you were a little quiet, but you're actually fun." Liam chuckles at the compliment. "You're easy to talk to, too." Just as Emma is about to ask more about his work in tech, her phone buzzes. She looks at the message, her heart sinking. "Hey Emma, where are you?" "I'm at table 7. Looking forward to meeting you. Kevin." Her face turns bright red with embarrassment as she rereads the text. She looks up at Liam, who's still smiling, but his expression falters slightly. "You're not Kevin, are you?" Emma whispers, her voice barely audible. His smile falters, a mix of guilt and understanding in his eyes. "No, I'm not." Emma's stomach churns. She stands up quickly, grabbing her coat. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I sat at the wrong table. This is so embarrassing." She turns to leave, her face burning in humiliation. Liam stands up, his voice gentle. "It's okay, Emma," he says, trying to reassure her, but she's already out the door, running into the rainy night, leaving Liam standing there, a strange mix of regret and curiosity swirling inside him. He watches her disappear into the downpour, his thoughts spinning. Why does the thought of never seeing her again bother him so much? As Emma rushes out of the restaurant, her heart is racing. She can't believe what just happened. She had a whole conversation with a complete stranger, thinking he was someone else. She can barely remember the last time she felt so embarrassed, but there's something about the encounter that lingers. Something about Liam, about the way he made her feel comfortable. She tries to shake it off, but the thought of him doesn't leave her. Little does she know, this meeting, this mistake, will change her life in ways she never imagined. As Emma steps out into the rain, her heart is pounding in her chest. She can't believe what just happened. She had an entire conversation with a man, thinking he was someone else, and now she's standing in the middle of the street, drenched and humiliated. She pulls her coat tighter around her, trying to shake off the embarrassment, but it lingers, like a shadow she can't escape. She starts walking, her mind racing. She's not sure where she's going, but all she wants is to forget this night ever happened. Back inside the restaurant, Liam stands there, watching her disappear into the storm. He feels a strange mix of regret and curiosity swirling inside him. It's not like him to be so affected by someone he barely knows. But something about Emma, something about her sincerity, her warmth, made him pause. He should have corrected her the moment she sat down, but now, he's wondering if he'll ever see her again. The thought bothers him more than it should. The night goes on, but Liam can't shake the memory of Emma. Her laugh, her easy smile, the way she spoke so openly, like she wasn't trying to impress him, like she didn't even know who he was. It's a refreshing change from the women he usually meets, polished, perfect, and always aware of his wealth and status. But Emma? She didn't care about any of that. And that's what draws him in. The next morning, Emma is back in her small apartment, curled up on the couch, her phone resting on her chest. She's replaying the events of the night in her head, cringing every time she thinks about it. What was she thinking? Sitting at the wrong table, talking to a man she didn't even know, and then running out like that. It's the kind of thing that only happens in rom-coms, she thinks. And she's definitely not the heroine in one of those. Her phone buzzes, and she picks it up to see a message from Jenny. Hey, did you meet Kevin? How was the date? Emma groans, throwing her phone down onto the couch. She can't even begin to explain what happened. How could she tell Jenny that she'd sat at the wrong table, with the wrong person, and made a fool of herself? She buries her face in her hands, wishing for the earth to swallow her up. But as the day goes on, Emma starts to feel something she didn't expect: curiosity. Despite the awkwardness, there's something about Liam that sticks with her. She's not sure if it's the way he listened to her, or the way he smiled at her like she was something worth paying attention to, but she can't get him out of her mind. Meanwhile, Liam is in his sleek penthouse, staring out the window at the city below. The view is breathtaking, as always. But today, it doesn't bring him the comfort it usually does. He's distracted, his thoughts elsewhere. He keeps thinking about Emma, about her honesty, her charm, the way she didn't try to hide who she was. He's never met anyone like her before. He picks up his phone, staring at it for a moment before typing out a message to his assistant. Cancel my meeting this afternoon. I need to focus on something else. The assistant replies almost instantly, asking if he needs anything else. Liam pauses, thinking for a moment. Then, he types, find out more about the woman I met last night. Her name is Emma Brooks. He sets the phone down and leans back in his chair, his mind racing. He knows it's a bit odd, searching for someone he met for just a few minutes. But there's something about her that he can't shake. Maybe it's because she didn't know who he really was. Maybe it's because she treated him like a regular person, not the CEO of a tech empire. Whatever it is, he knows he needs to see her again. As the days pass, both Emma and Liam can't seem to get the other out of their minds. Emma's work schedule is packed, but every time she has a free moment, she finds herself thinking about Liam. She wonders what he's really like. Does he have the same easy smile, the same charm that made her feel so at ease? Or was it all just an act? One afternoon, while Emma is walking home from her shift at the diner, she sees a man standing on the street corner, waiting for the light to change. Her heart skips a beat. It's Liam. He's standing there, looking just as polished and put together as before, his suit impeccable, his expression focused. He spots her from across the street, and a smile slowly spreads across his face. Emma freezes, unsure of what to do. She's not sure if she should walk over to him or turn and pretend she didn't see him. But before she can decide, Liam is already crossing the street toward her, his long strides eating up the distance between them. "Emma," he says, his voice warm and familiar. "It's good to see you again." Emma stands there, stunned, her mind racing. She can't believe this is happening. She was just thinking about him. And now here he is. "I didn't expect to run into you," Emma says, her voice shaky but trying to sound confident. "I wasn't sure I'd ever see you again after the mix-up." She forces a smile, hoping he doesn't notice how nervous she is. "It's funny," Liam says with a chuckle. "I was actually hoping to see you again." His words hit her like a wave. She wasn't expecting that. She wasn't expecting him to be the one to reach out first. And just like that, the connection between them is reignited. Their conversation flows easily, like they've known each other for years, and Emma begins to feel that same pull she felt the other night. A connection she can't quite explain but can't ignore. Maybe, just maybe, this is the start of something real. As they part ways, Liam gives her a nod, his smile lingering in her mind long after he's gone. Emma watches him disappear into the crowd, her heart fluttering in her chest. She's not sure where this is going, but she's ready to find out. It's been a few days since Emma ran into Liam on the street, and she can't stop thinking about him. Every time she's not working or lost in her thoughts, his face is there, lingering in her mind. She had no idea that a simple mistake could lead to this kind of connection. She thought it was just an awkward, one-time thing, but now she feels something else. Something she's not ready to face. She's walking home from the diner again, her feet tired from the long shift, when she spots Liam across the street. He's standing by a cafe, his posture relaxed, his hands in his pockets. He's just as she remembers, polished, confident, yet there's a softness to him now that she hadn't noticed before. He sees her too, and before she can stop herself, she's walking toward him. Her heart is beating faster than she'd like to admit. As she gets closer, Liam looks up from his phone and flashes her a smile that makes her stomach flip. "Emma," he says, his voice smooth and warm, as if they've known each other forever. "Fancy seeing you again. How's your day been?" She hesitates for a second, feeling the old nervousness return, but she pushes it aside. "It's been good," she says, trying to sound casual. "Long shift, but I made it through." He nods, his eyes never leaving hers. "I was hoping we could grab a coffee," he suggests, gesturing to the cafe behind him. "If you're not too busy." For a moment, Emma almost says no. She's not sure if she's ready for this. But then she looks at Liam, his invitation genuine, and her heart takes over. "Sure," she says with a small smile. "I'd like that." They walk into the cafe together, the sound of the doorbell ringing as they step inside. It's cozy, quiet, with the faint smell of fresh coffee beans filling the air. Liam leads them to a corner booth, and they sit down across from each other. Emma tries to calm her nerves, but it's hard. Everything about this feels different, like she's stepping into a world she doesn't fully understand. "So what's it really like working in tech?" Emma asks, leaning forward a little. "I mean, you've told me you work in tech, but what does that mean exactly?" Liam chuckles, leaning back in his seat. "It's not as glamorous as it sounds," he says, his smile playful. "A lot of coding, problem-solving, endless meetings. It's a world where everything has to be perfect, but it's also a world where mistakes can cost millions. But I enjoy it. It challenges me." Emma nods, feeling a little out of her depth, but also fascinated by the way he talks about his work. "I guess that's what keeps you going, huh? The challenge." He shrugs. "I suppose. But enough about me. What about you? What's your dream? You said you wanted to open your own art studio." Emma feels a lump form in her throat. She's talked about her dream with her friends before, but never with someone like Liam. He's so far removed from the world she lives in. Someone with money, power, opportunities, but something about the way he's looking at her, so earnestly, makes her want to share. "Yeah," she says slowly. "I've always wanted to open my own studio. I love painting, creating things. But right now, I'm just scraping by. I can't even afford my own supplies most of the time, let alone rent a space. But one day I'll make it happen." Liam watches her, his gaze thoughtful. "That's really admirable," he says quietly. "You're chasing something that matters to you, even if the odds are against you. I respect that." Emma smiles, feeling a warmth spread through her at his words. "Thanks," she says, her voice soft. "It's not easy, but it's the only thing that keeps me going. They continue talking, and the conversation flows more easily now. Emma shares stories about her life, the challenges she's faced, and the little victories that have kept her afloat. Liam listens intently, asking questions, offering encouragement. The more they talk, the more Emma feels like she's opening up to someone who actually cares, not because of who she is or what she can offer, but because of who she is at her core. As they finish their coffee, Liam looks at her with a hint of hesitation in his eyes. Emma, he starts. There's something I've been meaning to tell you. I don't want you to think I don't know, rushing things or making assumptions, but I think there's more to what we've got than just a random mistake. I want to get to know you better. Emma freezes for a moment. She wasn't expecting this, wasn't sure what to say. But then she looks into his eyes, sees the sincerity there, and her heart gives a little leap. I'd like that too, she says, her voice barely above a whisper. I didn't expect any of this, but I can't deny that there's something here. Something real. The connection between them deepens in that moment, as they both realize that what started as a mistake is now something that could change both of their lives forever. They don't know where this will go, but they're both willing to see where it leads. As they stand to leave, Liam gives her a gentle smile, his hand brushing against hers. Emma feels a spark, a feeling she's been chasing for a long time. She knows this isn't just a random encounter anymore. This could be the start of something bigger, something unexpected and real. It's been a few weeks since Emma and Liam met at the cafe, and their connection has only grown stronger. They've spent time together outside of their usual meetings, sharing quiet dinners, long walks through the park, and even visiting a local art gallery where Emma showed Liam her favorite pieces. Every moment with him feels like a little piece of magic, a world she never thought she could be part of. But in the back of her mind, there's always that nagging thought, can this really be real? One evening, Liam picks her up after work, and they drive to a restaurant on the outskirts of town. It's one of those places you wouldn't know about unless someone local told you. The kind of place where the atmosphere is as warm as the food, and the candles on the tables flicker softly in the dim light. As they sit down at their table, Liam looks at her, his expression serious but gentle. Emma, I've been thinking a lot about us, he says, his voice low, almost hesitant. You've been so honest with me, and I need to be honest with you too. Emma feels a small knot form in her stomach. She's not sure where this conversation is going, but she knows Liam has been distant lately, not in a bad way, but in a way that suggests he's wrestling with something. What do you mean? She asks, her voice soft, trying to mask the anxiety building inside her. Liam takes a deep breath, his eyes meeting hers. I'm not just some tech guy, Emma, he says. I've been avoiding telling you because I didn't want it to change anything between us. But I can't keep it a secret anymore. I'm Liam Parker. I run Parker Tech. I'm a millionaire. For a moment, Emma doesn't know what to say. The words hit her like a ton of bricks. She's been spending all this time with him, connecting on a level she's never felt before, and now he's telling her this? Her mind races, trying to process what she's just heard. This wasn't supposed to be part of the story. She wasn't supposed to be falling for a millionaire. She forces a smile, trying to keep the mood light. So, you're telling me that this whole time I've been getting to know a millionaire and didn't know it? Liam chuckles softly, his smile full of regret. I never wanted you to see me that way. I wanted you to see me for who I am, not what I have. I know it's not easy, but I just wanted to be honest with you. Emma's mind is spinning. She wasn't expecting this. She wasn't sure how she should feel. Part of her feels betrayed, like the man she's been getting to know isn't the person she thought he was. But another part of her can't deny the connection they've had. She wasn't in this for his money. She's here because of him. Liam, the man she met by mistake. After a long pause, she looks at him, her voice steady but uncertain. I don't know what to think, Liam. I thought we were just two people getting to know each other. I didn't know you were hiding this. Liam's face falls slightly, his regret evident. I wasn't hiding it to deceive you, Emma. I didn't want you to feel like you were just a project or someone to impress. I wanted to know you for who you really are, not because I could offer you things. I just didn't know how to tell you without ruining what we have. Emma takes a deep breath, letting his words sink in. She feels conflicted. She didn't want to be with him for his wealth, but at the same time, she couldn't ignore the fact that he was someone who could change her life. She wasn't sure if this would work, but she knew one thing. What they had wasn't about money. It was about connection. She reaches across the table and places her hand on his. I can't say this doesn't change things. But, Liam, I'm here for you. Not for what you have, but for you. I'm not looking for a fairy tale. I'm looking for something real. He smiles at her, a mixture of relief and affection in his eyes. That's all I want too, Emma. Something real. Something we can build together. As they finish their dinner, the conversation drifts to lighter topics, but the tension between them has shifted. Emma feels a little lighter, but she's still processing everything Liam just revealed. For the first time in a while, she allows herself to think about the future. Maybe this could work. Maybe their connection was strong enough to survive the truth. Over the next few days, Emma can't stop thinking about Liam's confession. She spends her nights painting, as she always does when she's feeling overwhelmed. But this time, her mind is occupied with a different kind of painting, one of a future that might include Liam in it, in a way she hadn't imagined before. She knows it's not going to be easy. Their worlds are different, and there are things they still need to figure out. But for the first time in a long time, Emma feels hopeful about the possibility of building something real, something that goes beyond the mistakes, the misunderstandings, and even the wealth. As Emma looks at the painting she's been working on, she smiles softly to herself. She's ready to take the next step, not just with her art, but with Liam too. Maybe this is what fate had in store for her all along. The days after Liam's confession feel like a blur for Emma. Her mind keeps returning to his words, to the weight of his honesty. She's not sure if she's ready to dive into the kind of life he's offering her, one that seems so different from everything she's known. But when they meet again for coffee a few days later, she feels that familiar pull toward him, the one that started the night they accidentally met. They sit at their usual cafe, the warm glow of the morning sun filtering through the windows, casting soft shadows. On the table between them, Liam looks at her, his gaze steady and unwavering, but there's a new intensity in his eyes, something that wasn't there before. He's been waiting for this moment, the moment when they can finally move past the awkwardness, the doubts, and embrace what they have. Emma, he begins, his voice low but confident. I've been thinking a lot about what you said last time, about building something real. He reaches for her hand, his thumb brushing gently over her fingers. I want that too. I don't want this to be just about me or my world. I want to be part of yours, the one you've been fighting for. The art studio, the life you dream of. Emma feels a warmth spread through her chest at his words. She's been afraid that his wealth would always be a barrier between them, something that would keep them apart. But Liam's words seem to dissolve that fear. He's not trying to fix her or save her. He's simply offering to walk beside her. Liam, I never expected any of this, she says softly, her voice tinged with uncertainty, but also with a quiet excitement. I didn't know that I could have a life that's not just about scraping by, not just about surviving. But now with you, I don't know. Maybe I can have a chance to actually build it, to have something that matters. He smiles at her, a genuine, warm smile that makes her heart skip a beat. You deserve everything you dream of, Emma. And I'm not asking you to change anything about who you are. I just want to be there with you, supporting you, as you chase those dreams. For the first time, Emma feels like she can breathe a little easier. The weight of her uncertainty starts to lift. Maybe they're from different worlds, maybe their lives are worlds apart, but in this moment, it doesn't matter. What matters is the connection they've built. What matters is the trust they're starting to build with each other. As they finish their coffee, Emma finds herself smiling more than she has in weeks. She's not sure what the future holds, but she knows one thing. She's not walking this path alone anymore. Liam's here with her, and for the first time, she's willing to take a leap of faith. Later that week, Liam surprises her by taking her to an event, a charity gala that he's been hosting for the past few years. It's one of those events where everything is elegant, polished, and extravagant, and Emma feels the nerves creeping back into her. She's not used to this world, the world of fine wine, designer dresses, and million-dollar donations. But when they arrive, Liam reassures her with a smile, taking her hand as they walk through the grand entrance. Just be yourself, Emma. That's all I want. The gala is in full swing when they enter, and Emma can't help but feel out of place. She's never been in a room with so much wealth, so much power. But as the night goes on, she starts to relax. Liam introduces her to a few people, and she realizes that he's not just the CEO of a tech empire. He's a man who cares, a man who is using his resources to help others. Later in the evening, during a quiet moment in the garden, Liam turns to her. I know this world can be overwhelming, he says, his voice low. But I want you to know that it doesn't define me. What defines me is the person I am with you. And I want to help you build that art studio. I want to be there when you open the doors. I want to see you succeed. Emma feels tears prick at her eyes, but she doesn't care. This is everything she's ever wanted. Not the money, not the lavish lifestyle, but someone who believes in her, who sees her as more than just a waitress, as someone who has the potential to do something great. She takes a deep breath, looking up at him with a sense of clarity she hasn't felt in a long time. I don't know if I'm ready for all of this, but I want to try, she says, her voice steady. I want to try with you. Liam's eyes soften, and he pulls her into a gentle hug, holding her close. In that moment, Emma knows that whatever comes next, they'll face it together. The road ahead might be uncertain, but it's a road worth walking. As they return to the gala, hand in hand, Emma feels like she's finally stepping into the life she was meant to live. A life with Liam, a life where her dreams are within reach, and where love isn't just a fairy tale, it's real, and it's right in front of her. The weeks that follow feel like a whirlwind for Emma. She's still adjusting to her growing relationship with Liam, but something inside her is starting to change. She's no longer just a waitress struggling to get by. With Liam by her side, her world feels different. Possibilities that once seemed impossible now feel within reach. But there's a part of her that still holds back, unsure if she's truly ready to dive into the life he's offering her. One evening, as they sit together at Liam's apartment, Emma picks at her salad, her mind clearly elsewhere. Liam notices the distant look in her eyes and puts his fork down, studying her for a moment. Emma, he says softly, his voice laced with concern. You've been a little quiet lately. I know we've talked about what we both want, but I feel like there's something on your mind. She hesitates, unsure of how to put her feelings into words. I'm not sure I'm ready for all of this, Liam, she admits, finally meeting his gaze. I mean, I never thought I would be here, living in this world, surrounded by so much. It's like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, you know? I've never had anything like this. I've always had to fight for everything I have. Liam reaches across the table, his hand gently covering hers. I get it, he says softly. I know it's a lot to take in, but you don't have to do this alone. I'm here with you. You don't have to change who you are for me. I love you for who you are, Emma. I've always wanted to support your dreams. All I want is to see you happy. Emma feels the weight of his words, the sincerity behind them. It's hard for her to trust completely, to let go of the fear that has held her back for so long. But the way Liam looks at her, the way he makes her feel like she can be herself, has been a constant source of comfort. She knows she's not alone in this. I don't want to let you down, she says, her voice barely above a whisper. I've never had someone believe in me like this before. Liam smiles, his thumb brushing over her hand. In slow circles. You could never let me down, Emma. You're not here to fulfill some idea of what I think you should be. You're here because I believe in you, because I see the person you are, not just the things you've done. You're more than enough, just as you are. His words settle over her like a warm blanket, comforting and reassuring. It's the first time in a long while that Emma feels like she can truly breathe, like maybe, just maybe, she can let herself be happy. The following week, Liam takes Emma to a local event, a charity auction where he's helping raise money for the art community. It's a cause close to Emma's heart, and as they walk through the event space, she feels a sense of pride in herself and the work she's done. Liam stands beside her, his arm around her waist, offering silent support as they mingle with the guests. He's always been the one in the spotlight, the one with the power and influence. But tonight, it feels like Emma's the one shining. As the evening goes on, Emma finds herself talking to some of the artists who've donated their work to the auction. They discuss their craft, their inspirations, and their struggles, and for the first time, Emma feels like she belongs. She feels like she's part of something bigger than herself. When the auction begins, Liam surprises her by bidding on a painting, a piece that reminds Emma of her own journey, the one she's fought so hard to make a reality. The auctioneer calls out the final bid, and to Emma's amazement, it's Liam who wins the piece. He turns to her with a grin. This is for you, he says, handing her the small card that confirms the purchase. A reminder that I believe in your dreams. I want you to know that I'll always support you, no matter where this journey takes us. Emma's heart swells with emotion, and for a moment, she can't find the words to express how she feels. All she can do is look at him, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you," she whispers, her voice thick with emotion. "You have no idea how much this means to me." As the night winds down, they walk hand in hand through the event, Emma feeling lighter than she has in a long time. She's starting to believe in the possibility of a future she once thought was out of her reach, a future with Liam, a future where her dreams are no longer just dreams. When they step outside into the cool evening air, Liam pulls her close, his lips brushing gently against her forehead. "You've already done more than I could ever ask for, Emma. You've shown me what it means to truly live, to follow your heart. And now it's my turn to help you get where you want to go." For the first time, Emma feels like she's found her place in the world. It's not just because of the art or the money or the events they attend. It's because of Liam, the man who sees her, truly sees her, and believes in her when she couldn't believe in herself. She smiles, her heart full of hope for what's to come. Whatever happens, she knows one thing for sure. This is only the beginning of their story. The days following the charity auction are filled with a sense of calm for Emma. She's starting to believe that everything she's dreamed of is within reach, and that maybe she can finally leave behind the fears that have held her back for so long. But even as she settles into this new chapter of her life, she feels a little unease lingering in the back of her mind. Liam has been nothing but supportive, but there's a part of her that still wonders if she's truly ready for the kind of life he can offer her. One afternoon, as they sit in Liam's apartment, Emma watches him closely. He's working on his laptop, a frown furrowing his brow as he scrolls through emails. She knows he's a busy man, but lately, he's been more distracted, and she can't help but feel a distance between them. She wants to ask him what's going on, but she hesitates. What if it's nothing? What if she's overthinking it? "Liam," she finally says, breaking the silence. "Are you okay? You've been a little quiet lately." He looks up from his screen, his eyes softening as he meets her gaze. "I'm fine," he replies, his voice tired but reassuring. "Just a lot going on at work, that's all." Emma nods, but the feeling in her chest doesn't ease. She knows Liam well enough to know when something is off. She's seen him stress before, but this feels different. It's not just the weight of his responsibilities, it's something deeper, something he's not telling her. "I get it," she says softly. "But if you ever need to talk, I'm here." Liam gives her a small smile, grateful for her concern. "I appreciate that, Emma. I really do. But I don't want you to worry. I just need to get through this, and then I'll be fine." Emma takes a deep breath, not entirely convinced, but decides not to press the issue. She knows that sometimes, Liam needs space to sort through his thoughts. But as the days pass, the unease in her heart only grows. She can see the toll it's taking on him, and she can't help but wonder if it's starting to affect their relationship. One evening, Liam takes her out to dinner at a quiet restaurant by the water. The setting is beautiful, the soft glow of candlelight flickering across the table, but Emma can sense that something is off. Liam is distant, his mind elsewhere. He's not his usual self, and it feels like they're both just going through the motions. Finally, after they've finished their meal, Emma can't hold back any longer. "Liam," she says gently, "I need to know what's going on. You're not yourself, and I can't help but feel like I'm losing you." Liam looks at her, his face softening as if he's been waiting for this moment. He sighs deeply, leaning back in his chair. "Emma, it's not you. It's me. I've been so focused on my work and trying to make everything perfect, but I've lost sight of what really matters. I've been so busy trying to prove myself to everyone else that I haven't been present with you." Emma's heart sinks as she listens to him, her worst fears now coming to the surface. She's never wanted to be a part of someone's life as an afterthought, never wanted to feel like she's just filling a space. She's afraid that all the progress they've made, the trust, the love, could unravel in an instant. "Liam, I've been here every step of the way," she says softly, her voice tinged with sadness. "But I need you to be here too. I need you to be present with me, not just with your work. I don't want to feel like I'm second place in your life." Liam reaches for her hand across the table, his expression filled with regret. "I never wanted you to feel that way. I've just been so consumed with everything going on, and I didn't realize how much I've been shutting you out. I'm sorry, Emma. I'm so sorry." Emma looks at him for a long moment, her heart torn. She loves him, she's always known that. but she can't ignore the fact that they've reached a point where they both need to make a choice. They need to decide whether they're going to fight for their relationship or let it slip away. She wants to believe that they can make it work, but she needs to know that he's fully invested in it, too. "I love you, Liam," she says quietly, "but I need more than just empty promises. I need to know that you're here with me, not just for me. Can we do that? Can we make this work together?" Liam nods slowly, his eyes filled with determination. "Yes," he says firmly. "I promise you, Emma. I'm going to make it right. I'm going to find a way to balance everything. My work, my life, and most importantly, us." For the first time in weeks, Emma feels a weight lift off her shoulders. She doesn't have all the answers, and she knows the road ahead won't be easy, but she's willing to take the next step with him. They've both made mistakes, but they can't let fear or doubt tear them apart. As they leave the restaurant and walk along the water, their hands intertwined, Emma feels a sense of hope begin to blossom inside her. Maybe, just maybe, this is the turning point they need to truly start building a future together. The days following their heart-to-heart conversation feel like a fresh start for Emma and Liam. They both made promises to each other, promises to prioritize their relationship, and for the first time in a long time, Emma feels like the weight of their disconnect has lifted. Liam is more present, more mindful of her needs, and she's finding it easier to trust him again. There are still challenges ahead, but for the first time, she feels like they're in this together. One evening, Liam surprises Emma with a quiet dinner at his penthouse, a cozy setting with candles and soft music. It's their first evening together since they both agreed to make changes, and there's an air of newness between them, hopeful, but still fragile. Emma is sitting across from him, looking at him with a smile that's full of affection, but also cautious. "I know we've been through a lot, but I want to thank you, Emma," Liam says, his voice soft, filled with sincerity, "for sticking with me, for giving us another chance. I realize now that I took you for granted, and I promise you that I'm going to do better." Emma smiles, her heart warm at his words. She knows he means it, and it makes her feel like she's finally being seen for who she really is, not just as a part of his world, but as someone who matters. "I believe you, Liam. I really do, and I want to be here with you, to build something that's real. But we both have to keep showing up, not just for each other, but for ourselves too." Liam nods, reaching across the table to take her hand, his touch reassuring. "We will. We'll keep showing up. I'll keep showing up." For the next few weeks, they navigate their new balance. Liam continues to make time for Emma, not just in moments of relaxation, but in moments of support. Whether it's encouraging her with her art or simply being there when she needs to talk, he's present in a way he hasn't been before. Emma, in turn, has started to open up more, trusting him with her dreams and fears, allowing herself to envision a future where they're both fully invested. One night, as they walk through a quiet park, the air crisp and fresh, Liam stops and turns to face Emma. "I've been thinking a lot about what you said," he begins, his tone serious, but not heavy. "About us building something real, something that lasts." He takes a deep breath. "I want to make that commitment to you, and I want to do it properly." Emma's heart skips a beat. She looks up at him, searching his face for any signs of uncertainty, but all she sees is determination and love. "What do you mean?" she asks, her voice barely above a whisper. Liam takes her hands in his fingers trembling slightly. "I want to make this official. I want you to be my partner in everything. In life, in love, in the future. We're going to build together. I'm ready to take the next step with you, if you are." Emma feels her breath catch in her throat. This is it, the moment she's been waiting for, the moment she's feared might never come. But now, as she looks into Liam's eyes, she feels the certainty she's been craving. This is real. This is everything she's dreamed of, and more. She nods slowly, a smile spreading across her face. "Yes," she says, her voice steady but full of emotion. "Yes, Liam. I want that too. I want to build a life with you." Liam smiles, his relief palpable, and he pulls her into a gentle hug. In that moment, everything feels right. The uncertainty that once clouded their relationship is gone, replaced by a sense of clarity and commitment. As they stand there in the quiet park, wrapped in each other's arms, Emma knows that the road ahead won't always be easy. There will be challenges, yes, but they'll face them together. With Liam by her side, she feels ready to take on whatever comes next. And as they walk back toward Liam's apartment, Hand in hand, Emma feels a sense of peace settle in her heart. The future is still uncertain, but for the first time, it doesn't seem so scary. Because with Liam, she knows she's not alone. Together, they can create something truly beautiful. Months have passed since Emma and Liam made their commitment to each other, and they're now living the life they once only dreamed about. Together, they've built a foundation of trust, love, and shared goals. Emma's art studio is finally a reality, and with Liam's unwavering support, she's able to fully pursue her passion. Their lives have become a beautiful blend of ambition, creativity, and deep connection. One evening, after a long day of work, they sit together on the balcony of Liam's penthouse, overlooking the city lights below. The atmosphere is peaceful, a sense of calm settling over them as they enjoy a quiet moment together. Emma leans back against Liam, her head resting on his shoulder. "I can't believe how far we've come," Emma says, her voice soft but filled with gratitude. "A year ago, I was barely getting by, unsure of what my future held. And now I'm living my dream, with you by my side." Liam smiles, his hand resting gently on her waist. "You've always had the strength to make your dreams come true, Emma. I just gave you the space to believe in yourself. Watching you succeed has been the greatest gift I could ever ask for." Emma looks up at him, her eyes filled with affection. "I couldn't have done it without you, Liam. You've always been there, even when I didn't think I deserved it. You believed in me when I couldn't believe in myself." Liam's expression softens, and he brushes a strand of hair from her face. "I've always believed in you, Emma. From the moment we met, I knew there was something special about you. And now, I can't imagine my life without you in it." Emma feels a rush of emotion, her heart swelling with love for him. "You know, I used to be scared of letting someone in, of trusting someone enough to build a future together. But with you, it feels different. It feels like home." Liam leans in, his lips brushing against her forehead. "It feels like home to me too. You've brought so much light into my life, Emma. I'm grateful every day that we found each other." As they sit together, the sound of the city humming softly in the distance, Emma reflects on how far they've come. They've faced challenges, yes, but each one has only made them stronger. They've learned that love isn't just about grand gestures or perfect moments. It's about showing up, day after day, and choosing each other through the highs and lows. Later that week, Liam surprises Emma with a small but meaningful gesture. He takes her to a quiet spot by the beach, where they sit on the sand, watching the sunset paint the sky in shades of pink and orange. As the sun dips below the horizon, Liam turns to her, his expression serious but filled with warmth. "Emma, there's something I want to ask you," he says, his voice steady. "I've spent the best part of my life chasing success, but I've realized that true success is having you by my side. Will you marry me?" Emma's breath catches in her throat, her heart racing. She wasn't expecting this, but as she looks into Liam's eyes, she knows in her heart that the answer is already clear. She feels a sense of certainty wash over her, a deep knowing that this is where she's meant to be. With a smile that matches the warmth in her eyes, Emma nods, her voice filled with emotion. "Yes, Liam. Yes, I will marry you." The moment feels like a dream, but it's real. It's the culmination of everything they've built together, the trust, the love, the shared moments that have led them here. And as they stand on the beach, hand in hand, Emma knows that their journey is far from over. This is just the beginning. As the waves crash gently against the shore, Emma feels the weight of the future ahead of them, but it's a future they'll face together. And in that moment, she knows that no matter what life throws their way, they'll always have each other. They walk back along the beach, hand in hand, with the promise of forever between them, the sky above them as their witness.